Hello everyone, my name's Debbie. I'm Mamabear Stitchery here on FlossTube and over on Instagram, and this is a channel all about cross stitch. Today's episode is number 32 and it's all about the stitching that I've done in October as well as the plans I have for the end of the year and 2023. I finally finalized what I'm going to do for 2023, and so I will share that further on in the video. This month's been a bit weird. It's probably my least stitchy month. I just feel a bit discombobulated. Maybe it's a change in weather. We've went from being in the 90s in California to the 60s overnight. I have a sweater on. I know, I've come soft since I left Scotland. Like the 60s is cold for me now. So yeah, just a bit, I think it's just a change in weather. So I just need to adjust to that. In the morning, I'm drinking my coffee under my daylight lamp like a little lizard basking on its rock, just trying to find the motivation to go on with the day or get started. But hopefully I'll adjust by November. So I moved around between quite a lot of projects. So I worked on 12 projects, but I did finish 4. So not too bad, just not as great or what I planned to stitch on, or as much as I tried to achieve, but I have a lot to show you, so we're just going to get started. Oh, this week as well, we had an earthquake, 5.1. We're only 12 miles from the epicenter. I didn't feel it. I was in the shower flailing around, so that probably explains it. But the house shook and Piotr was in his office and he got a good shake, and my bear photo fell down, so I need to attach that to the wall. But yeah, it's been a weird month. But first project, we're going to start with finishes. So my first finish that I had this month was Garden Dweller. It was a kit by Lanarte, and I'll put where I was before. And here is my little guy now. And so yeah, I finished this one. It didn't have too much to do. It's quite a quick little finish. This one I used the kit fabric that came with the kit, but I didn't use the floss. I won this kit on Instagram and I couldn't work out how they had put the floss on the floss cards, and it's charted in DMC, so I just pulled from my floss box. And that is that one, and I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it. Maybe a little, if I can find a cute little wooden frame for it, or even a cute little pillow, but no plans. But this was part of my kit and caboodle start, but it's done. The next finish that I had this month was the SODAstitch Teacup Girls. I can show you. I only stitched one though. I did this one, and I'll put where I was before. And there she is. So yeah, this one I realized, I don't know how, it's so small and I made so many tiny mistakes that I found when I was trying to join things up. Like these flowers here didn't like join up, so I just had to put some extra stitches, but you'd never know. But yeah, this one gave me trouble for being so small. It was trouble, but I'm glad she's finished too. So this is on 32 count mint splash by Zweigart. It's printed on the front, the dots. I love this fabric. It's nice and fresh looking. But I think she's super cute. She'll be cute in the bathroom in a little frame. And now that I finished that SODAstitch, there's a hashtag on Instagram called SODAstitch Saturday. I think it started by Burn Stitches on FlossTube and Instagram. And so I was picking up my next project for that, and it is going to be Sewing Cats. And I have the hard copy, which folds out. You can get like just a gist of it. You can't see much. Folds out, and the whole chart is on the inside. It's a bit unwieldy to work with. I've stitched the Cake Bears, which is the same sort of chart, but you can now buy the PDF of this, which prints out a lot better, from Etsy, from the SODAstitch shop, which I'll link below. So this is going to be my next SODAstitch Saturday's chart. That's really hard to say. And I'm actually going to stitch it on the same fabric that the little teacup girl is on, which is the 32 count mint splash. But that is that. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust to, I had to get a new light. So this one's a ring light and it's just trying to work out the reflection on it. So that's that one. The next project or next finishes I had, my friend Kenny and I started the kit and caboodle sale, and so many people have joined in, and it's so great seeing kits from all different places or what people have in the stash that they're digging out, because the idea is you start a kit a month, just free your kits from the boxes that you've kept them in. And so far I've been successful with that, starting one every month. And this month for October, I pulled out the Satsuma Street, the new Halloween ornaments that came out this year. And I actually finished 2 of them. And my idea was to try and maybe start all 4, but finish one, start the next one. And I actually got through 2. So one of them is Ice Cream. And it came with the perforated paper and all the beads and sequins and floss that you need to stitch these up. And I'm going to wait till I stitch all 4 before I cut them out and actually fully finish them. But this was so cute. I love his little eyes. This one was a fun stitch. So that's Ice Cream. And the other one that I stitched and finished was Hoppy Halloween. Again, came with everything you need to stitch up. It's so cute. So there's 2 more in like this year's series that I have to start. So I don't know if I'll start them before the end of the year. I don't know if I'll have time because I have a lot of starts planned. But saying that, for Kit and Caboodle for November, which is crazy to say too, like we're so close to the end of the year, my new start is going to be Wise Owl. It's a Dimensions kit. And I picked this one because Jessie Marie Does Stuff is doing an I Will Always Love You stitch along on Instagram, and I thought that helps pick my choice for November because I've wanted to start this one. It was in my kits to start pile, so that lined up perfectly. So I can't wait to start this one. It comes with 14 count white Ada and all the floss is in there. So I'm going to go today and make a working copy of this chart. But yeah, so that's going to be a November start too. The next one is, this was a new start this month, and I can't show you a cover picture because it's a mystery. It's the Halloween Wreath Stitch Along by Frosted Pumpkin, and we get a part each month, and October was the first month. It just started. And so I finished part 1, which is the little house. Super cute. I love the colors that they use. They're nice and bright. And this is actually the called for fabric. I ordered it from Frosted Pumpkin. It's a nice big square cut. It's 28 count sterling by Picture This Plus. So I finished part 1. I can't remember if we get part 2 on the 1st or the 3rd of the month. So I'm going to try and stay caught up with that. But that's going to be cute. That's an ongoing thing. I think it's 12 parts. So it'll go into next year. Another project I pulled out this month. I was sorting out all my projects and whips that I have stored in here. That's for my 2023 plans. And while I was sorting things out, I came across this old whip that I haven't touched for forever, and it is called Moths and Bugs, and I'll put a cover photo in, and it's by Punochka. I think it must have been a Russian shop on Etsy, but I have seen somebody else is selling their charts as a PDF. So if you look up Moths and Bugs cross stitch on Etsy, this one is one of the first ones that comes up, and I'll put where I was before. I pulled it out, and there is where I am. So yeah, this one I just worked on those central, like these bits up here. My plan was to finish the whole top part, but I put those 3 little boxes in, and yeah, I wasn't feeling it. I was going to come back to it, but yeah, it's all in DMC, and this is on 32 count Nick's Lugana by Under the Sea Fabrics, but I just didn't peel it back out. I don't know why, but I do love it. So yeah, it'll come back out at some point. And yeah, that's all stitched in DMC. I think there's only like 5 colours of DMC. But I'd love to have like kind of like a bug wall, you know, like an apothecary, like cross stitch museum bug wall kind of thing, butterflies and moths and insects. So maybe one day that'll be finished and it'll be on it. The next one was also a new start this month, and I was doing this one for 13 Stitches of Halloween, hosted by Athena X Stitches, Stitching Goddess Designs. My plan was to stitch on it while watching 13 movies or Halloween movies, and it's Something Wicked This Week Comes by Autumn Lane Stitchery. So far I've only managed 5 movies this month. I've been going to bed early. It's been getting dark like at 6:30, and so I think that's just induced some bear hibernation mode in me, and I'm like, well, I'll just go to bed at 8:30. It's like, it's dark, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to bed. So yeah, I've only managed 5 movies so far this month, so this is as far as I've got. I loved, like, it. I want to make sure I was counting right, because this could throw everything off in this, but I'm so glad I got the little girl trick-or-treater in there. I love this fabric. It is 32 count Love Who You Love by Mystic Fabrics. It's a Lugana, and it's all stitched in DMC, of which I only have 3 colours in so far, I think. But yeah, I'm going to keep chipping away at this one because I absolutely love it. It's just very heavy on the black stitching. But that's that one. But that's probably going away for now. I don't think I'm going to work on that in November. The next project, again, was a really old whip that I found when I was rummaging around and sorting things out and moving things about. And it is called When Black Cats Prowl. It's by Kit and Bixby. And I'll put where I was before in the cover photo here. And hopefully with this new brighter light, you don't see through it too much. But there we are. So I've actually put quite a bit into this one. This was my car project. But like, while I'm at karate with the kids, but even with, I have a little clip-on reading light that I put on my like visor thing. But even with that, it's pretty tough to stitch on. It's super dark by the time we're at karate. So I've just been watching episodes of Netflix in the car. So, but I did do this much. This is on a 32 count, just white Lugana. I actually just frogged this morning. I realized on the chart they've spelled it wrong. I don't know whether that's on purpose, but it was annoying me enough that I had to rip it out. At first I kind of, because it's GLEEM, at first I thought maybe this is some American English. I'm in the weird, still things are spelled differently to British English. So I thought, oh, maybe that's just how they spell it. And then I googled it and it's like, no. So I don't know why that's like that, but I ripped it out. But this is the whole thing, and I'm just stitching this in DMC. It does say to use Krynic over some of the letters, but I didn't like that, so I just ripped it out. But that's where this one is, so it'll be a nice easy little stitch when I pick it back up. But now that it's off the Q-step, I'm kind of over it. So it'll go away in a project bag for now. Another one that's also probably going to be retired after this month. It is a mystery stitch along, but I'll put where I was before. It's a supernatural stitch along by the Witchy Stitcher. And I didn't do much on this one either. Here's where it is. So this month I just put in the Shriga Witch and the Angel and brought the border down the other side. This is on 32 count Lugana in the colour Terra, yeah, by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I'm changing some of the colours in each of the blocks, but now I feel like I'm kind of so far behind in this that I've kind of lost the motivation and drive. So this one's going to go away and be retired for like a little bit until I pull it back out. I do like it. It's just, yeah, now that I'm behind, it's kind of like, eh. So that's that one. This next project will come back out in November because I would like to finish it this year. And it is Ink Circles Thistle Crown. So it's very pretty. And I started it this month. So it's still actually on the Q-Snap. I might work on it today. It's a little bit squint. But this is 40 count Salt Rock by Colour and Cotton, and I've converted this to just stash floss that closely matches the cover image. This stitched up pretty quick once I got into the groove of how the pattern, how the colours like flowed together. This stitched up pretty quick. So yeah, I think this will be a nice easy stitch, and I would like to finish this one because I'm using it for Sheri, the Colorado cross stitcher, is hosting the cross stitch camp or sampler cross stitch camp 2022 on Instagram, and to achieve the challenge you had to stitch and finish a sampler by December, which has a modification, like you've changed the name or you've changed the floss color, that kind of thing. So I would like to finish that one, so it will stay on the Q-Snap. I'll hopefully just chip away at it. Oh, and this one, I haven't showed you project bags, but this one is part of my haul. Like I said, I was doing 13 stitches of Halloween. Athena is posting videos every day and she's highlighting small makers. And one of those is Pinky Promises on Etsy. And I didn't win the giveaway the day that Athena did it. But I went onto the Etsy shop of Pinky Promises and I purchased one of her bags. And I love the moths. It's all quilted, nice chunky zipper. But the best part is the embroidered moth on the back. I'm hoping she does like a raven or a crow too. I would love that. So I keep checking back. There's a very cool spider, if anybody likes spiders. But yeah, that's moth and that's Pinky Promises. And I will link their shop below. Really nice, and it fits in an 8x11 perfectly. The 11-inch Q-Snap goes in, but I can't get tucked under here, but the 8x11 fits in perfectly. So that's that. The next one seems to be is a fan favorite. It's probably one of my favorites too, but I can't wait for it to be done. It's Hippo Reflection, and I will put where I was before. And I just finished the page today. That is why I'm recording today, is because it took me this long to finish. But there he is. So you can see I only have 2 pages left to go. I know I've left it in the middle. That's not normal. But I wanted to save his eye and stuff for last rather than just background. This is Hippo Reflection. It is on 25 count easy count and it's 1/1 full cross. And my plans for this one, I was doing a page a month, so I should finish in December, but I would love to have him finished and framed maybe before Christmas. So I'm aiming for a double page finish in November, which would finish him. And I will share my plans, what I plan to replace him with. It's another big animal project, and again I plan to do a page a month. But this is Ned the Head, also known as Hippo Reflection, or officially known as Hippo Reflection by Artecy. So he will be worked on in November. In fact, he's probably going to go on the Q-Snap, back on the Q-Snap right after this video. Because I think that's been my problem before, is I leave working on him till maybe the last week of the month, which is why I'm always running till the last minute trying to finish the page on him. Whereas if I just get over and done with right away, that would be better. Another one that's the last full project the last project I worked on this month is also another full coverage, and this one's made me fall in love with full coverage again. And I think working on the Hippo every month this year, I think a lot of my other full coverage projects got neglected, which is why I really focused on them in my plans for next year. So I just need to be more efficient in the way that I use my time properly and not move between projects. And like I said, whatever my big animal project is, work on that first in the month, and then I can work on other things. But yeah, this last project is called The Raven. It is by Threadgeeks, which is a UK full coverage company, and this is by Victoria Francis, who I think is retired with them now. But they have really cool charts like Enes Guerrero. I'll link them below, so if that's your thing, you can go check them out. I'll put where I was before. And here is where I got to. The page is about 85% finished. There's not too much to go, but as you can see, it is a lot of very, very pale confetti on white fabric, which is 28 count, easy count, and I'm doing this 2/1 10th stitch, which after working on 25 count 1/1 full cross, I don't think I love 10th stitch on 28, especially in the beginnings of the page, but now that the page is mostly done, I don't mind it as much. So maybe I just had to get used to it. But yeah, I love this. Don't love the super pale confetti background, but I'm determined to finish this page before I take it off the Q-snap. So yeah, that's where she is. And I'm going to work on this page under here next, which should get me like half her face, because I'd like to see how that works up, given this is my first Threadgeeks chart. But yeah, so this page will be next, but love that. And she probably will be worked on because she's staying on the Q-snap till I finish that next page. So with that, we'll go into my short-term plans, as in like November, and the rest of the year first. So in November, you might have heard Jacob Modern Folk Embroidery does Black Sampler November, and it doesn't have to be, I don't think it has to be like black thread. It could be some just really dark. And I don't think I had anything started that fit that, so I'm gonna have a new start. And this printed out really pale from a printer. I was just giving the ink a shake, but I'll put the photo in here of the cover photo of what I'm going to start for that. And it is by the Stitcher Hood on Etsy. It's called the Reed Sampler, and it says, "Bide within the law you must, in perfect love and perfect trust. Live you must, and let live, fairly take and fairly give. Tread the circle thrice about, to keep unwelcome spirits out. To bind the spell, well, every time let the spell be said in rhyme. Light of eye and soft of touch, speak ye little, listen much. Heed the flower, bush and tree, by the lady blessed you'll be. Merry meet and merry part, bright the cheeks and warm the heart. Mind the threefold law you should, 3 times bad and 3 times good. These 8 words the reed fulfill, and ye harm none, do as you will." So that's what I'm going to start for this, and I'm going to stitch it on 32 count murky, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to do this in black or really dark navy or dark brown. I think that'll be a nice easy stitch, that it's all one color. And so that will also be a start. I feel like this is a common phrase. This is also going to be a start for November. Because these next 2 things, which were part of haul, but will, oh, thread's coming away, but will also be started in November or early December. And these are from Acorns and Threads, the needle workshop. I was watching Janine McGowan, the Blue Flowers video, and she kind of hinted at that her sampler from the Pacific Northwest retreat that she was at with Stephanie from Linda Stitches would be available, or maybe available, from Acorns and Threads. So I just sent them a little email and was able to purchase, when they came in, both the samplers that featured at the retreat, or that they designed for that retreat. So this is the Linda Stitches one. Is it called the Seaside Sampler? Beachcomber. and I ordered the 32 count natural linen that is charted in, so can't wait to start that one. And then I equally love Janine the Blue Flowers one, which is called Forest Home. All the cute little animals in the tree, like chipmunk, there's loads of birds, a little beaver. So yeah, if this is something you want, I think these are right now are exclusive to Acorns and Threads, but I just sent them an email and my PayPal details and they shipped them right out to me. So I need to pull the colours for the blue flower chart because that's between two fabrics. It's either going to be 36 count Aspen by Pictures Plus or 36 count Tea Leaves by Colour and Cotton. I'm just not sure. You never know until you pull the colours, like how dark the original actually is, but it'll be on one of these. So they could get started. While I have this out, I'll just show you the rest of haul quickly before other plans. Speaking of Lindy Stitches, I have my Bird Crush Club that came in for this month. It's another owl, long-eared owl, and that's a cute little owl. This might be one of my favorites so far. And again, this comes with the stickers, the overdyed thread works that you need for it. Stickers you could put in your little planner. Speaking of, I did order the Black Needle Society cross stitch journal and planner for next year to get my cross stitch life in order, which has cool little challenges and things in it too, which I might do. But I'll link that below, and Katie from Black Needle Society's flip through of the planner if that's something you might be interested in, or might be if you watch her flip through. But it looks cool. I can maybe use some of my stickers in that. Okay, let me consult the notes. Where am I now? November. Okay, so in November, I will have a regular floss tube at the end of the month. But I'll also have the kit parade that I promised before. I think I've just been overthinking it too much. Like they're all just shoved in here in a box, like over there, and one in that cupboard too. And I was like thinking, do I need to organize these into some sort of order? Like, how am I going to do this? I'm just going to put them all in a laundry basket and just going to go through them one by one. I think it's just cool to see people's collections, so I'm not going to stress about it or like organize it into different categories. They're going in a basket, we'll go through them one by one. So that will be in November too, especially the week I think we have off over Thanksgiving break. So that's my other November plans in terms of floss tube. December, I am going to do not a regular floss tube. I'm going to do a full whip parade of all these projects and the ones in this box here, because for 2023 I've decided to do, I'm calling it One and Done Stitch Along 2023. I'll put that in here. And if this is something that interests you, or you want to change it in any way and make it work for you, go right ahead. But my plan is, when I was organizing all of this, to do one representative from each designer, one representative whip, or whether it be New Start, from each designer. And once I finish that, it's done for the year. I did toy with the idea of replacing it with like another representative from that designer until this filled up, then the box filled up, then my kitted up start box is full right now. Like I can't fit anything else in it. So it is what it is. It's one and done. And there was some whips that I was picking out. Some designers I had multiple choices for, and I laid them out, and I just imagined them all screaming like, "I volunteer as tribute," because I was trying to pick and decide between them. So I've been calling them, these are my tributes from my designers so far. But that's my plans for 2023. I'd like to touch some of the older projects that maybe haven't been out for like a year or two, make some progress on some of the big things that I have started. Yeah, and I think if I constantly keep replacing, especially my favorite designers where I'm like, oh, I want to start that too, and I want to start that, I'm never going to get through things. So One and Done Stitch Along 2023. Feel free to join feel free to make it whatever you want, but that's my plans. So yeah, December, you probably the week before Christmas, which is my birthday week. And it might mean when Piots edit my video, that could be my birthday gift, is like, please don't moan about like the 80 odd photos that you have to insert into this video. You will see all these projects plus this box here. Another thing that I'm going to do in 2023 is the focus on the finish. It's one of the challenges in full coverage fanatics. I really don't want to do a lot of counting challenges next year. So this is one of the big ones where you don't have to count. It's just you have to finish your project. So for that, I'm going to do this one, which is the Dimensions Gold Collection Winter Cabin. I didn't really touch this one at all this year, I feel like. So I would like to focus on a finish for that. Oh yeah, I forgot some hull that's stacked up. And my needle minders have stuck to the table. So yeah, Winter Cabin, I would like to focus on a finish for. I'm just over halfway. I think the page break is these trees right here. So I love this one. And the same goes for this too. Like dimensions, I have multiple representatives for, but it's 1 dimensions, 1 dimensions gold, 1 dimensions petites. Is that it? And all different brands of kits as well. Same goes for Heaven and Earth. I have a full size, a story keep, a mini, and a quick stitch, I think is the 4 that I have. But this will be my Dimensions Gold kit for 2023 that I hope to finish because it's been around long enough. Okay. Also, speaking of full coverage, Whip Go, I made it way too complicated for myself this year. Every time I finished something early, I replaced it and I made my goals way too big. So for 2023, I'm going to try it again. And like I said, I've fallen back in love with full coverage stitching and I would like to make some progress on those. So my entire Whip Go board is going to be full coverage. I think everything from the whips I have and what I'm going to start, everything can go in there twice. One thing can go in 3 times. And my goal is 23 hours. And I'm going to do what I do for the 24 hours of cross stitch weekend, whereas I set like 23 hours on the timer on my phone. And every time that I work on it, I just let the timer run down. So I'm going to try and do that for all my projects. So it's going to be a full coverage Whip Go board. And once I finish my Hippo, which will hopefully be next month, no pressure, my next project that I'm going to replace as a new, it's going to be a new start, is Berry Tree. This is going to be my new page a month project, and this is by Artecy. And the artwork is by Abraham Hunter. It is 300 by 198 stitches wide, and I think it's 18 pages. So it won't be finished in a year, but I should get some good progress in, especially if I do a page a month. I really have loved seeing that big progress on like even just one project, just moving that solidly forward. So yeah, Berry Tree is going to be my next big page a month project. Artist pages aren't huge. They're not like big like Heaven and Earth design ones. So I should be able to manage it, hopefully. But I'm really excited to work on that one. The last thing I have is the haul that stuck to the table. These are needle miners by Needle Attractions. It's a group on Facebook, which I will link below because she has some fantastic sales sometimes. And these are the metal ones. So I got those ones. This one I love. Oh, I love Billy from Hocus Pocus. And I think I might put this Raven on my Raven project. I went a bit needle minder mad. This other shop you should check out because this is now my favorite needle minder. It is the cutest thing. This is from Grammar Girl Designs, and it is a little cookie box, a little cookie tin needle minder, and it has a needle a magnet on the back so you can attach it to your project, but it also has a magnet inside the lid of the tin so you can stick your needle straight on the tin, and the lid comes off so you can put beads or little orts in there, whatever you want, or just use it like that, which is so cute. So that's Grandma Girl Designs on Etsy, and I'll link them below too. I thought it was super cute. The last thing is, you might have heard of Night Stalker Crawling. I showed some of their flosses before. Well, they do little mystery boxes that you can pre-order. So I told you I ordered the Hocus Pocus one before. I put everything in the cup. So that came in. So it came with this mug, Hocus Pocus Brewing Company. So that. Black candle. Tiny little needle minder, which is super light. I used that on my Mill Hill project. It's perfect. Sticker, again, a few planner. Grain guard with Hocus Pocus. I think this is an 8-inch. It'll stretch over an 8-inch Q-snap. And I got 3 flosses. And I think the box was $22 before shipping. I have pre-ordered the Addams Family one that it's not out yet. So if that's something you might like, then check them out. I'll link them below. So we have Amok is the green one. The tan one is I Smell Children. And the pink one is Hocus Pocus. They have a ton of variegation in them and speckles, but they're super cool. And I've started to kit some projects up with the other ones that I actually already have. So that's all I have. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you come back next month and see what I work on in November. Check out the kit parade, and definitely join me for the whip parade. I had so much fun organizing the projects and picking out what I'm going to work on, and I'm excited to start all the new things at some point that I have picked out. So I hope you come back and join me for that. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.